안녕하세요. 저 아트라스Bx모터스포츠 최명규입니다. Uh, I'm not sure who called first, but Stephen and myself, we always have been in contact like since about 10 years ago when I first got to Korea. And through that relationship, we found each other again, and suddenly like an opportunity came up, and I was happy to take that on. I started a really long time ago. I first got into go-karting when I was 5, which was back in the Netherlands. After that, after go-karting, I did Formula Renault for a few years, then Formula 3. It was a very strange time, but in 2008 it was very difficult to find sponsorship. I started to look to other opportunities, and by that I came to Korea, which I had a background in, which I didn't know before. And while coming here in Korea, I found also that Korean motorsport was kind of like interesting, and I got a seat in 2009 with Indigo Racing. And through the years in Korea, we also had an entry into SUPER6000, which was in 2017. And by that we done about 3 races at that time. It was interesting. I still remember in 2009, like the first race in Taebaek was an interesting race. I never experienced like a race before, and I never went to watch a race before. I mean, it was kind of strange because everything was new, but I knew about motorsport because I raced in Europe for a long time. And at the same time, everything was new because the culture was new, the people were new. At that time, I didn't speak a word of Korean, so it was very strange for me. But because everybody involved in racing has kind of the same passion, has the same, we speak kind of the same language. So on that side, it was kind of familiar and it was kind of fun. This was actually the first race I did kind of a good job. So for me, I'm very happy that I can compare myself to Korean racers. And for the next race, I hope to do the same. Over the years, I mean, there's almost 10 years, everything got so much more professional, and in terms of operational, like it got really a lot more professional. I think slowly, like people overseas also really get a feel of like what's happening in Korea. So far, like the responses to us has always been very positive, and people are really surprised. So I think by keeping this development going in Korea is certainly good for the future. Yeah, I actually remember very well the 2017 race that we did in stock car. It was quite an interesting race because qualifying was not that good. We started, I think, P14. So it was kind of difficult to go into the race, and especially at Everland, turn 1 was really tight, and there was a lot of cars around. But throughout the race, and it was kind of an interesting race because there were lots of cars to overtake, and there was a lot of involved in terms of action on track. And then to finish P2 was really amazing, and it was a special race because my dad he flew over from Netherlands to Korea to see one of the races here, and he really enjoyed that one, so that was quite good. First time in the stock car was quite an amazing feeling. I mean, I've been looking at stock car obviously for a lot of years, but we've been always driving in the Genesis Coupe class. So to be in the stock car for the first time was quite an overwhelming feeling. I mean, a lot was going on, and it was very back to basic driving. quite enjoyable from the first lap. Like compared to 2017, it's going to be a lot different because now we starting the season from the pre-season test. So there's a lot more preparation involved. There's a lot more time to get everything set up. So yeah, I really hope this will be a good year for us. Especially for this year, stock car Super6000 is a new beginning, and I hope it will be a really good one again. Superrace is an old friend, and I'm happy to say hello again. To be honest, since I started from a young age, I never asked myself the question why I'm doing it. But what I can really feel is when there's a period when I don't race, I really miss it, and I miss working with similar people as to myself, talking about motorsport, talking about racing, talking about driving, and all these things. I'm really fond of. I can't imagine not being involved in racing anymore. So it's something that I want to keep doing still for a long time.
올해 이제 엔트리 넘버가 어떻게 있어요?
Number 8. Well, although this year is number 8, I hope next year I can have number 1, because that means this year has finished really good.